Stop press. Stop press. Stop press. Calling all ambitious real estate sales and marketing professionals. Your undivided attention is highly required. Period. Believe me, you'll kick yourself if you miss reading this jaw-dropping news. It's all about the state government's idea to build 20,000 units of inexpensive houses within a few years' time. Believable. You can bet your bottom dollars or ringgits it is. True. No joking. In fact, this piece of news is highly relevant to us as dedicated sales and marketing personnels. True or not? But before diving headlong into the deep end of the bulletin, let's take a quick look ahead on some important and relevant points. Shall we? Thanks. Briefly, many statutory housing bodies has embarked on building a wide range of houses, flats and apartments in large towns in the Johor state. They are constructed especially for the poor and extreme poor Johorians. Interestingly, these dwelling units are made easy to buy as developers has introduced a scheme of renting and later gain ownership of the rented units. To facilitate long-term ownership, their flats are maintained regularly. All of this undertakings would be completed by 2030. Possible. You can bet your last dollar or ringgit it's possible. That said and done, we shall dive into the deep end of the bulletin. Okay. Breaking news. 21,000 affordable homes in 5 years. The Johor Housing Development Corporation (PKPJ) will develop 21,139 units of Johor Affordable Housing (RMMJ) in the next 5 years. Menteri Besar Datuk An Hafiz Ghazi said some 1,967 RMMJ units would be developed in Johor Bahru, Batu Pahat, Kota Tinggi, Kluang, Mersing, Kalai and Tangkak next year. He added that PKPJ also allocated RM2 mil so it could continue giving out RM1000 vouchers to RMMJ buyers when they collect their keys upon delivery of vacant possession. In addition, the state government allocated RM30 mil for the development of 216 units of Rumah Impian Bangsa Johor (RIBJ) in Mersing, working in collaboration with PKP, State Secretary Incorporated (SSI), and the Sultan Ibrahim Foundation. At the same time, the state government also provided RM5 mil for the construction of 50 units of Rumah Casa Johor for the poor and extreme poor, he said. An Hafiz said this in his speech during the tabling of Budget 2023 at the Johor State Assembly sitting in Bangunan Sultan Ismail in Kota, Iskandar. He added that his administration was also planning various initiatives to enable all levels of society in Johor to own homes to meet the vision of becoming a developed state by 2030. An Hafiz said among the initiatives was the purchase of 2 housing projects en bloc. An allocation of RM14 mil to the Johor National Transit Housing Program (RTBJ) would enable the purchase of 216 housing units in Bandar Putra, Kalai, and 100 housing units in Taman Laman Indah, Iskandar Puteri, he said. We also allocated RM1.58 mil to purchase 30 units in Aman Larkin apartment for the rent-to-own scheme for those facing financial problems in owning a house. YPJ Holdings will also complete the construction of 300 affordable housing units under the Malaysian Civil Servant Housing Project (PPAM) in Taman YP Pengai, Pengerang, he added. An Hafiz said the government had allocated RM96.9 mil for implementation of initiatives such as refurbishing public apartments and flats as well as carrying out maintenance works and emergency repairs in 13 People's Housing Projects (PPR) and 7 Rumah Sewa Karajan (RSK). He added that this would also include the implementation of repair works for 160 dilapidated and damaged houses currently inhabited by the poor in Johor. He said emphasis would be put on building quality homes based on the QLASIC standard conditions and RMMJ specifications. QLASIC is a method to measure and evaluate quality based on the Construction Industry Standard, CIS 7, 2014, he added. This is the situation so far. Alright. To wrap this week's newsletter with regards to the state government's willingness to construct over 20,000 units of budget houses within a few years, here are some important points worth repeating, agree or not. Incidentally, we must give due credit to the local government for their grand plans to solve the acute housing shortages, especially for the poor and middle and low income group. Believable. You bet it is. In any case, we must recall the facts that many state developers has ventured to the constructing a wide scale of houses, flats and apartments in large towns within the Johor state. They are fabricate particularly for the poor and extreme poor Johorians. Be reminded that these residential units are made simple to buy as developers has come up with a plan of renting and later buyers can take ownership of the same rented units. Make no mistakes, to secure long-term buyers' ownership, these flats are repaired and upkept regularly. Again, all of this projects would be completed by 2030. Does that all makes good sense now? I believe it has. Now that we are almost at the tail end of this bulletin, we must ask ourselves what can we as properties sales and marketing professionals do enhance the dwellings of the selected groups of people. My simple advice is, we get developers to build inexpensive flats not only in Johor but all the states of Malaysia. Would you buy into this idea? I hope you do. My parting gift to you is a priceless quotation by Oprah Winfrey. She an American talk show host, television producer, actress, author, and philanthropist. She says, "I will forever believe that buying a home is a great investment." Why? Because you can't live in a stock certificate. You can't live in a mutual fund. End of quote. P.S. Although this is a lengthy sales and marketing real estate newsletter, yet we want to congratulate you for watching and reading this bulletin completely. Since you already read this news, therefore, you now deserve more forthcoming weekly free chapters of the book, How to Apply Sales After Sales Tips and Techniques for Greater Selling Success. Plus, we are eager to know which part of this sales and marketing real estate newsletter you learned most. Your feedbacks would help each other be more proficient and more professional. Remember, these sharings will continue in YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and of course in our author, trainer and consultant's email, josephsung@gmail.com. Upon request. Alright, thank you. We hope to meet you again next week. Goodbye and best wishes. From me, yours truly, Madam Sophia, the virtual presenter to CTM Joseph, the 17th of December 2022.